Welcome to the Know, I'm Ashley. As if there was any doubt about it, the beloved days of crazy long console life cycles are officially over, according to Sony. Sony has officially said sayonara to the 13-year lifespans we saw with consoles like the PlayStation 2, per PlayStation marketing boss Jim Ryan. In a new interview with Edge magazine, Ryan said, "The cultural phenomenon of regular updates to smartphones and tablets is, without question, perhaps subliminally coloring mindsets, and the days of a 13-year PlayStation 2 cycle will almost certainly never repeat themselves." Of course, all that should have been pretty obvious by now. We're getting mid-generation refreshes, rumors of a PlayStation 5 sometime in the next couple of years, but hey, maybe some of you out there were clinging to hope that we'd still be playing a PS4 in 2026, and now it's gone. If you're floored by the runaway success so far of the Nintendo Switch, you're not the only one. Apparently Nintendo itself is a little taken aback at just how well their console is doing, or at least producer Yoshiaki Koizumi is. The man who had a hand in designing the console as well as the upcoming Super Mario Odyssey also spoke with Edge for their September issue, talking about how the Switch in some ways is doing better than Nintendo projected. Koizumi said, "It's half expected and half surprising. I always feel a certain amount of confidence in my work, and I imagine a lot of different scenarios. The one that's come to fruition was one of the better ones I was imagining. We wanted people to have more time to play games." Koizumi went on to talk about Super Mario Odyssey and why gamers should be excited about it for different reasons than Breath of the Wild, you know, like hats. Super Mario Odyssey releases October 27th. I'm sure before that point, we'll see a lot more of the game. We'll get a better idea of what we're looking at, but I mean, it's a Mario game, so it's probably gonna be pretty solid. Now, when Destiny 2 was first announced at its big reveal event, one of the big questions was how the game's open world systems would work, meaning, would there actually be anything to do in the world this time around? Well, it seems that Bungie's finally answered that question with a new video detailing all the activities in one of the game's playable areas, Nessus. In the video, they reveal that in addition to the story quests on each planet, there will also be world quests, which are multi-part quests unique to each location. There will also be adventures, which are smaller quests that give you little tidbits of lore, lost sectors or smaller caves or dungeons with nice loot at the end, and the tried and true public events. And finally, there will also be flashpoints, high-level rotating PvE content with secret bosses and landing zones, which will gradually open up with new options as you play more of the game. It definitely sounds like there's a lot more to do this time around, just kind of a shame none of that was in your beta, guys. In addition to the upcoming Darksiders 3, it looks like THQ Nordic has even more games waiting in the wings. The company confirmed that it will be bringing not one, but 2 new titles to Gamescom next month. They made this announcement in a new blog post this week, writing, "The first new announcement is a brand new original IP. This open world RPG is set in a unique universe and will be a post-apocalyptic kung fu fable. The second new announcement is a new installment of a well-known, mysterious, and horrific IP. In total, they will be showing off 8 games, including these new titles. Sadly, no Darksiders 3. Gamers are tired of generic protagonists based on a brand new study that seems to show gamers want more diversity in their games, more different kinds of crazy characters. The study, which was performed in Australia by Bond University and the Interactive Games and Entertainment Association, or the IGEA, concludes that 65% of the gamers surveyed want more diversity in the age of video game characters, while 66% want more diversity in terms of gender, with more than 3,000 respondents. The research also found that more than 67% of people in Australia play games, and that the average age of a gamer is 34 years old. So, hey, start making some older video game characters, developers. The more hobbled, the better. Old people need something to cosplay too. Justice League's extended reshoots are reportedly going on for a lot longer than originally planned, and now the movie's starting to run into facial hair problems. Because, hey, it's a new problem every week in the DCEU. They've got to be really exhausted at this point. Variety reports that Joss Whedon is doing some major reconstructive surgery on the movie to shoot connective tissue to string together some of Zack Snyder's scenes, and the production is eating into Henry Cavill's time for the next Mission Impossible movie, which is a problem for obvious reasons, but weirder reasons too, because Cavill is contractually obligated to sport a mustache for the new Mission Impossible movie, which means Superman is gonna have some digital mustache replacement for the final film. Hopefully we can all look forward to tons of deleted scenes of the mustache twirling Superman of our dreams and hearts. But I wonder if any of the guys who went into special effects ever thought this was going to be their day. Hey, we need you to take off the mustache. In addition to cleaning your house, Roombas, the stupidest robots in the world by the way, are now apparently getting into the snitching business. Yep, in addition to cleaning homes, the circular robots have also been mapping them, and the company is planning on selling those maps in the future, possibly to tech giants like Amazon, Apple, or Google. Colin Angle, the CEO of iRobot Corp, said, "There's an entire ecosystem of things and services that the smart home can deliver once you have a rich map of the home that the user has allowed to be shared." Cool, so good to know our Roombas have been spying on us this whole time. That's not creepy at all. Where can I find those settings to not want to share that information? Looks like we've got another massive data leak of personal information, not from a Roomba. This time it's in Sweden, where millions of people's driver's license data may have been leaked to other countries. The breach occurred when the country's transportation agency outsourced its IT maintenance to IBM a few years ago. In the process, IBM administrators in Czech Republic got full access to all data and logs of millions of people's information. One staffer with the agency described the leak as handing over the keys to the kingdom. Yikes, alright guys, well better check your credit card statements very closely if you're in Sweden, and maybe get some better IT guys. People headed home from Comic-Con on United Airlines got a really nasty surprise over the weekend. The airline told flyers that comic books needed to be removed from all checked bags. Why? People were understandably annoyed, but United said basically, too bad. A spokesperson wrote, "The restriction on checking comic books applies to all airlines operating out of San Diego this weekend and is set by the TSA. Only TSA was like, yeah, not so much. The agency clapped back, saying that it was fine and ignore United. They even had a little Twitter war over it, which was kind of fun. Finally, United backed down and apologized, but you know, this is United. At least they didn't drag anyone off the plane for reading their comic books, right? A dad whose daughter was just, this is an amazing clip, scared the shit out of him while he was playing Outlast 2, now has the most watched Twitch clip of all time, and for a good reason, because if you haven't watched it, you should have. I'm at least 10 of those views. The streamer, Jurassic Junkie Live, was playing the game late at night when a crow flew across the screen and startled him. Then he looked down, saw his infant daughter, and he freaked? Freaked the fuck out, basically. It was pretty much the best real-life jump scare of all time, now got more than 1.5 million views. Not bad for a guy who previously had just 100 followers. I mean, you gotta wonder why his own kid scared him so much. Like, she was probably like, "Daddy, this is how much college will cost." Ah! It's very expensive. But also, any dad ever will tell you that they've been terrified by their kids. It happens. They're so sneaky. Anyway, that's all the news we have for you guys today. Let us know what you think of all of the stories down in the comments below. To make sure you get all the news from every corner of the internet every day, make sure you like this video. If you're new around here, subscribe to the Know. Games open world systems would work, meaning would there actually be anything to do in the world this time around? Well, seems Bungie's finally answered that question with a new video detailing all the activities in one of the game's playable areas. Concluded that 65% of the game's